CQDX, CQDX, CQDX. This is Havana calling. CQDX, CQDX, CQDX. This is Radio Havana calling all shortwave listeners and radio amateurs. Welcome to DXers Unlimited, Radio Havana's weekly feature dedicated to the fascinating world of radio communications.
Hola amigos all around the world, you are most welcome as always to the weekend edition of DXers Unlimited. I'm your host here, Arnaldo Arnicoro, Radio Amateur CO2KK, that's my ham radio call sign, Charlie Oscar 2 Kilo Kilo. I'm now ready to bring to you several interesting radio hobby related items, but first a short solar activity update for you. The sun is once again moving into a stage of very low activity, very, very low. It will take a toll on propagation of signals within the 15 to 30 megahertz range, especially. And now, here's item one of today's program. Protecting your radios, your valuable radios from transients induced into the antenna systems is something really vital, vitally important. Nowadays, it's essential to add to any receiving site a receiver front-end protection unit to protect sensitive radio frequency and VHF receivers from high levels of radio frequency that may come using large antenna arrays. Although, as a matter of fact, I would say the receiver front-end protection should be provided at all locations where an external antenna is used or not. Safety first. In the particular case of multi-station radio amateur contest groups that operate huge stations where receiver damage may occur from high-power stations operating in the same or adjacent frequency bands in the same location, front-end protection is essential. Especially important for software-defined radios operators wanting to receive receivers that operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, unattended, as the protection unit will prevent electrostatic charges and near lightning surges to ground. Now, how does the protection circuit work to save your radios? The typical present-day, well-designed and well-built protection unit has 3 levels of protection against overpower damage: electrostatic charge on the antenna and nearby lightning surges. Not direct hit. They won't save you from a direct hit at all, but you protect from nearby lightning discharge. A gas discharge tube ready to take nearby lightning surge of 10 kiloamperes is connected across the input socket of the equipment. An isolation transformer between the two sockets is serving to isolate. This isolates the output socket from any electrostatic charges on the input socket. If the unit is used as a sole protection device for a receiver, I recommend that the device is connected to a good earth or ground connection so excess energy can safely flow to the ground and do no harm. The built-in broadband isolation transformers used for protectors is designed to separate with very high radio frequency power levels so that the diode limiter can limit the output power to a safe level. That's around 1.4 volts maximum. The multiple levels of protections available are such that if the output of a transmitter is inadvertently connected to the protection unit, it will protect the receiver. That's a very, very important test to run. A well-designed front-end protection device will meet at least the basic parameters. Have a low loss of 0.5 dB up to 50 MHz and 1 dB at 70 MHz. Better than 20 dB return loss. Feed-through power 10 watts, maximum 17 dBm. Feed-through power with 150 watts input 18 dBm. And those are the parameters that are to be watched if you want to buy a commercial unit. Amigos, protecting your radios. I always wonder why designers of highly sophisticated frequency and VHF receivers and transceivers do not include, as a matter of fact, the front-end protection that is certainly required nowadays to ensure the survivability of the equipment. By the way, even very primitive elementary protection of receiver front ends seems to work quite well, although they will require frequent checks in order to be sure that the back-to-back silicon diodes used are not damaged and it doesn't work on all frequencies. More radio-related information coming to you in a few seconds when the DXers Unlimited Weekend Edition continues after a short break for Station ID. Sí, amigos, this is your favorite shortwave radio station broadcasting to the world. This is Radio Havana Cuba, soon to arrive to the 59th anniversary on the air. Happened on the first day of May. 59 years on the air for you at your service. on the air, on the World Wide Web also, providing you with a wide scope of interesting programs. And yes, we do QSL from the very first day we went on the air back in 1961. We have verified receiving reports with a nice QSL card. It's available. Send your single reports and comments about our programs to info.rhc@enet.cu. Say that again slowly. Info.rhc, the symbol for @enet. That's Echo November Echo Tango enet.cu, and that's our email address. Now, our next Radio Havana-related item for you. Following the track of tropical severe weather events like tropical storms and hurricanes, using your radios capable of listening to single-side band voice and data communications is a very interesting aspect of the hobby. Frequencies on the 20, 40, and 80 meter bands are used regularly for establishing amateur radio nets that are activated when a tropical storm is estimated to be reaching landfall in the next several days. By the way, listening to the high-frequency communications links used by weather services that operate special aircraft known as hurricane hunters, that's the name they use for them, is very interesting also. But now those links use sophisticated digital protocols, leaving the classic voice SSB signals, or SSB single sideband means, for air traffic control communications only. Other thing that goes on the air is data, and usually coded. And by the way, at distances of less than about 150 miles or so from the departure and destination airports, communications on the VHF band 110 to 136 MHz is very easy to pick up. That's aviation AM band used for establishing exchange with aircraft that is under very strict air traffic control procedures that include tracking by radar and the use of transponders that send back to the controllers on the ground signals from each and every aircraft that is seen on the radar screen. And now, at the end of the show, a reminder for you amigos, please do send your signal reports and your valuable comments to info.rhc@enet.cu or use via mail to Arnie Coro, Radio Havana Cuba, Havana, Cuba. Transport number now hovering around 0 and moving down for the next several days.
And that's all for today. This is Arnie Coro, Radio Amateur CO2KK, your host here at Radio Havana's DXers Unlimited, saying 73 and very good DX.
Enter Radio Havana Cuba in these times of pandemic.